Al pie del Ávila majestuoso, a 920 metros sobre el nivel del mar, en un valle de verde geografía que se abre de este a oeste, surge Caracas, la capital de Venezuela.
And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Go get some!
What's going on, folks? My name is Rafael Chacinas, no es el Capitán Rafucho, and welcome to another episode, another banger of Straight Outta Nation. Stand the fuck up, because this ain't just a Raider podcast. This is a war room for football, soccer, and baseball culture. No scripts, no safe takes, no fake analysts, because we don't recycle media trash. We're going to break it down for you. My name is Rafael Chacinas, no es el Capitán Rafucho, and make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Kik, and TikTok. And if you want to help and support this stream, this platform, you can make a donation, Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. All financial help is welcome. I'm not begging for money. I'm just doing it right. If you wanted to make a donation or anything else to help this platform, anything, because we're going to make it bigger, we're going to make it bolder, and of course, we're going to make the real thing. Do it now. Do it now. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we've been seated all these next few days, and of course, we're going to even too much closer to the NFL draft. It's going to be this year at the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So right now, folks, get ready, because I know the number one pick is going to be so delightful. It's going to be lit in the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the 2026 NFL draft. All the college football players and all the college football teams, you got to be ready right now. You got to be ready. All right, so the first topic that I just wanted to introduce around for this Raider Nation coming up there, yep. Right now, Kirk Cousins is ours. Yeah, the former quarterback from Minnesota Vikings, Washington Commanders, as known as the Redskins, and the Atlanta Hawks. So right now, we're going to tell you, Kirk Cousins, welcome to the Silver and Black Nation. Yeah, it is exactly the voice of...
You like that? You like that?
Yes, it is. Because to be honest, right now, I've been seeing like some of the fans, they just react the same what they did with Geno Smith. But I think you're going to need to slow it down, because it's not about like prime Kirk Cousins, or I know it's the Kirk Cousins, because Geno has his old coach, because both are game managers as prior as the age, because Cousins is like a job to a rookie who wasn't even that good, because this is like a 6-7 season. Well, I'm not trying to do like the 6-7 coming up there, but there will be like the 4 losses out of the gate, and it's like a ton of pressure to play Mendoza. But they're not trying to be like a down there, just like being realistic, because this is not going to be like, we're going to the playoffs, we're going to the Super Bowl, but the reality is we're going to be ready to another year of rebuild, because the rebuild is not even complete. It will at least take like one more off season. We need to have patience to look very competitive, because I've been seeing chemistry head in the right direction. Let the team resonate without the calling coach or general managers. where the team still isn't good or complete, because don't get it wrapped up with the same delusions as last season, because forget what happened to the last season. Because I know some young motherfuckers, they told that after Derek Carr is gone, we could be happy with the quarterback. But since then, it's been like the same nightmare over and over and over, just like recycling. First, it was Jimmy Garoppolo, there was Gardner Minshew, there was Aiden O'Connell, there was Geno Smith. What can I tell you? Don't get really that top of the now delusions coming up there, because that keep it us so bad for long. It's not allowing to rebuild before breaking it down for like the pitchforks and torches. So maybe if we can come down like all the waves coming up there, then we finally get moving in now right now. I mean, they're going to be honest with you. They're going to be really honest. But for me, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I just don't like the unsufferable bullshit that it comes out for the fans that are not in the pedestal. They want to jump out of the things on it. All right? But hopefully he won't be reckoning with like 2-3 games, but I don't really think so about it. But yeah, I know that I really like that. But I don't think that some fans couldn't blame you for thinking about that. All we can do is hope that's really different. Everybody understands he's more competent this time around, because we're going to be able to win more games than last year. Because if you guys remember the failure experiment between Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, absolutely done. It was just like completely trash. It was just like, man, we just keep it like just screaming all day long. But but it's just like, man. Hey, salute to Raiders down yonder. Also, Dead Star, Raider Nation, LAC. Salute to you. Welcome to the chat. Also, we got Jack Staffy. What's up, Raider Nation? Salute to you. Salute to you, folks. And to be honest right now, I mean, I want to believe that this team could be really competitive, but also think that we can handle the stress for the let it down will pile like everything was going for the T-States. So I believe we're not going to see it. And I know he's really cheap, but those guys were made foundational pieces of the team trying to win, because Kirk was literally knowing that it's first year, but but it's fully guaranteed with $20 million. Can you really imagine this? I mean, $20 million for 1 year. But man, that's going to be like the double guarantee that it left his contract with the Atlanta Falcons. It puts him line to be potentially the week 1 starter. Maybe, maybe not. But it takes like a time because of this right now. Also, salute to Daniel LaFurious. Salute to you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. But I think it's our duty to protect him, and the chance is going to like 17-0. Maybe it's going to be like a really crazy, but they just went to the year. He'll get $80 million for 2 years to stick around. But the remaining money is like all made like with the bullshit. But he might be not Hall of Fame quarterback, but that's going to be happen. But this is going to be like a smart move. He has high football IQ, great character. Can't think about the better person to be like a mentor for Mendoza. That addition with the new coaching might be taken for interesting season. And just a reminder, because there is a lot of competition coming up there, because I know the football season is coming like really, not that really faster, because I know that it's April. I know it's April, which is April Fool's Day, the spring, also the baseball season, the playoffs for the NBA, all the kinds of stuff, including the NFL draft, and of course, some of the games on spring for college football teams. Well, you might be the crazy, but we're almost getting there on September, whether it comes to NFL season, or August, whether it comes to preseason and the week 0 of college football. But I think maybe it's going to be something really interesting. It's a great signing. If he's willing to show Fernando Mendoza, the potential number 1 pick, to show the ropes and can really stick in like the first year to learn, because he made something realistic. I mean, I'm getting really excited because we got the number 1 draft pick. We're not going to trade it, to be honest. Not at all. Not at all. And he was ready to get into a ball right now. I mean, that's going to be really easy to win for that season. I mean, I think maybe like the toughest part to be like on him on tails, but has been coached by Kobe again before, and he knows the system very well. He wasn't down for like a mentor. Maybe he got to trust the process, but if we are like at the 5 games and the 3-2, and Kirk is playing well, maybe just keep like rolling with the demand. Mendoza will be around for a long time if things are going too well. Yep. If things are going too well, there might be like a plus for that. I mean, just gotta be trust the process. Trust the process. And if the week 1 or the week 2, given the online were like more cohesive than last year, I mean, Kirk should have a little trouble and looking better than Gino. Having actual offensive line coaches versus the Nipu sideline trash that we had last year will be like night and day. But I think this should be like really enough to see get involved an improvement. Yep, an improvement. I mean, it seems like a really lucky and all right. This is like a good move. It's like to see us don't want to throw Mendoza because I know our priority is a quarterback, the number 1. But especially, it's a pretty good idea to see what's going to happen with the quarterback system. Yep. He was like a really solid starter where he was healthy. It seems like a good mentor. Because if you guys remember when Kirk Cousins' mentor, Michael Penix Jr., when he was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, he seems like a good mentor when he was taking on bands. And it seems like we're going to have a good organization. I love the move, but it seems like there's one thing that worry about it. He really doesn't about like the decision tree, classic Raider logic, but I think that I really love it. I think that I really love it, and usually we pull some respect on it. You're going to be pull some respect. I mean, I was really hoping because obviously if they still draft a quarterback at number 1, but any idea who will be stable to start the rookie season is very ridiculous. Why they got to force him into a position? Because if we win the quarterback 1 over Cousins and Camp, not only will it be the same, that's just going to be like a great scenario, but having no option to start with him, but it's going to be like the start move. Really start moving out, and I really love it. Just loving it. Just loving it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I know this is going to be an episode. This is going to be like really shorter, but I'm going to talk about not only Kirk Cousins getting too involved for the brand new season of the Similar Black Nation, but also here's 3 players that I really need to the 2026 NFL draft, what is going to be at the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So you're going to check the notes right now because right now I'm going to move it there right now. So there is one player that I really like it. And I know that I've been studying like all day, all night long, and this guy might be perfect. So I'm going to show this image right here. So my guy right here from the Georgia Bulldogs, here it is, Christian Miller. He's a defensive lineman. So we got the strengths, Eli Round defender, Sheen versatility, violent hands, and of course we got the weakness, limited pass rush arsenal, and a consistent aggressiveness. So I understand that this man is a monster. He's a beast. And shout out to my brother Ryan, because I know Ryan, my brother of mine, my brother from another mother, he's supporting the Georgia Bulldogs. Simple. But in reality, we're not just choosing that guy because he's very schematic and roster fit for us, especially if we want a young, powerful, run-stopping interior defender who can really anchor the middle one. I mean, but his limitations as pass rusher, he's not a complete player, but his strengths line up almost perfectly with one of the biggest needs. Because, to be honest right now, for us, we had a clear void in nose tackle. And Christian Miller from Georgia Bulldogs profile aligns directly with that gap because he's a light run defender. He was ranking second among all the defensive tackles in round defense grade, showing he can cloud lanes and control gaps at a high level. I mean, they had sheen versatility, experience the gap, prototypal size. He weighed over 321 pounds in the NFL. It was ideal. It was ideal for the modern NFL nose tackle. And over 25 of the snaps at Georgia came going to the A gap, giving the real reps exactly alignment that the Raiders really need. I mean, it'll be anything. That combination makes like a natural candidate for early down dominance, something that the Raiders have lacked. Because we've been lacking a lot of defense and offense for over years, and we need to do something about for the respect. Because if the Raiders want interior pass rush juice, Miller is not that really guy, but it seems like they have like a lowest pass production, only career sacks, and no more than 1.5 in any season. But he's constantly projected at the mid-second round. But if we want to need it, we want a powerful, high motor, run-stopping interior who can immediately have an interior defense. Christian Miller is going to be like an excellent fit. If they're prioritizing interior pass rush, it's more like a bang low bet. It's like more debatable right now. And I mean it. I mean it right. Because I know that Christian Miller is very, very good. I mean, he's a monster coming up there, and he's really lining up for like one tag, three tags, fit multiple fronts, and he plays hard to snap to visible hustle. And he knows when it comes to clean Kubiak, he energy and consistency. And he's had long arms and strength like at a solid tackling radius and action. Well, the only thing that I was worried about it is he was lacking a refined pass rush or counters. And this is like the biggest reason that he's not like a clear first round lock. He deserves to be like at around number 2, round number 3. I mean, he can be full for the misdirection for the loose track of the ball, but he's just like a safe run defender with a high floor, but he has medium ceiling. It depends like at a pass rush growth. So maybe could be like a good idea to bring Christian Miller for Georgia Bulldogs. Perfect guy. I would love to sign him. Perfect. All right. So here's another one, which I believe this is going to be like at a value, but it's not like a big thing coming up there. So right now I'm going to choose this guy right here. So this is Marlon Klein for Michigan Wolverines. But they say the day pointed to say, we got Marlon Klein, a tight end for Michigan Wolverines. Okay, so we got the strengths: elite run defender, sheen versatility, violent hands, and of course, we have limited pass rush arsenal. But I think that I just kind of had to do right now. So he has some really strengths, which is sides and athletic upside, vertical tread, field stretcher, strong hands, catch radius. He had effort and motor. He had development upside, but he has a weakness: limited route tree, inconsistent production, blocking inconsistently. Now, for those guys who really ask for anything, there was like another tight end, because we got Michael Mayer, we got Brock Bowers, the best tight end ever in the whole college football. We just re-signed Ian Thomas. But listen, I think that Marlon Klein for the Michigan Wolverines, he'll be like solid, but a role specific for Las Vegas Raiders. If they want the developmental inline tight end who can block, contribute in heavy sets, and grow into a tight end number 2. Just like that. Because he's not just like a dynamic receiving threat, but he brings size, toughness, upside that a match that the Raiders offense could really use. And I know he's from Michigan, but hey, he has a prototype size, physical assignment, sound blocker. He has a high football IQ. He really adjusts to rules, understands pacing, works well in play action concepts. I mean, this might be like a perfectly that a team that wants who can play immediately having personal and about 2 established starters. So they're going to be really perfect for Buck Bowers. But some people that say, oh, we just got to look at another tight end. I mean, that's not going to happen. But listen, this might be like a good fit, but it's not going to be really luxury right now. But it seems like it is a strong fit. But if they want the pass catching weapon behind Bowers, it'll be the ideal or no ideal choice. Because if they want to, because a long-term developable tight end with real athletic upside, they're going to be it. Because I know there's going to be wild like round number 5, number 7, because this is exactly the range where the teams are looking for a high upside depth, which is making like a low risk, high reward option for the Raiders. But he's not like at the top end athlete in space. I mean, he's really fast and straight line, but not suddenly a trade shoot. And he's still refining that technique because he needs cleaner hand placement as a blocker and more consistent catch technique. I mean, he's really a development player, but not an immediately offensive weapon. Just what I'm saying. Just what I'm saying. But as a matter of fact, they can do like understand it. Because I know the tight end room is built around for Brock Bowers, Hillary receiving threat, and Michael Mayer, balance tight end with strong blocking. When they don't have a third tight end who can reliable inline blocker with an ample receiving upside. Imagine this. Imagine this tight end room. The tight end number 1 is Brock Bowers, obviously. Also, the tight end number 2 could be Michael Mayer. Tight end number 3 could be Marvin Klein for Michigan Wolverines. But it's happening right now because if they want to be like the size and speeds mismatch with the upside, he could be the right answer. But he needs to get improved a lot because I know that I just saw this consistent production because those career numbers are really modest for a starting tight end. And he never fully broke at Stanley, and he leaves production more based on the trades than output. And the effort is there, but the technique is really unreliable. And he's not a big fan of the yards after contract player, more like a glitter than a power runner. So I know there could be like something really interesting coming out there. So I trust between for like the tight end because not only can he really involve like the right receiver, the quarterback, also the running back, the tight ends, all around for the defense and the offense. I mean, that should be really enough. That should be really, really enough. But, you know, it happens a lot. Yep. I know it's going to be really happen a lot, but give it a lot of props to that. Give it a lot of props to everyone to see how they're getting really involved what's going to happen with the room. Because if they need something like realistically, that should be happening. That should be happening a lot because, you know, Marvin Klein from Michigan Wolverines and has been really committed to that system. Yep. And I know could be like something of really because here's one of the things when it comes to like the top tight ends, because the number 1 is Kenyon Sadiq for Oregon. Also the number 2, which is Matt Clare for Ohio State. Number 3, El Stowers from Vanderbilt. Number 4, Oscar Dell for Georgia. Also number 6, Justin Jolie for NC State. Number 5, Jack Andrews for Texas, which is Texas Longhorns. But for me, Marvin Klein is one of the most interesting tight end prospects in that draft. Simply look at the backstory because he will start his football career with the Cologne Crocodiles in Germany. And he came to boarding school in Georgia in 2020 and became a 3-star recruit for Michigan. And he's still developed into a competitive blocker with the size and target strength for the inline role. He can definitely get a little top heavy, become very susceptible to slip out of the blocks, come for the wrong game. And in the past game, he has still ways how to go, but he will benefit now to stature 2-point that stands that eliminated the false tap with his back foot. And he ran like a limited route tree. He needs to get to work on not inviting safeties and the Patriots are drafting late. But he really understands what is supposed to come up with. He's really tough on team, like passes and crowded spaces. Turns out with a shoulder rinse and reduce after the catch, including the occasional hurdle because defensive backs has always seemed to go low against him. That's going to be the option coming up there. All right, so after that, I was talking about Marvin Klein and Christian Miller. So this is going to be another one, which is personally my favorite. Well, we got Carnell Tate. Yeah, that's what I told like over the weeks ago. A wide receiver for Ohio State. Now, this one is going to be really interesting because I know that I don't bring like the photo coming out there. So we got the strengths, elite hands and ball skills, separation ability, weakness, explosiveness, and short area burst, limited yards after catch ability. So to be honest, right now, between for Carnell Tate for Ohio State, I mean, he has a great choice had to defeat it all. Because if they want the true outside wide receiver who can win all three levels, separate with technique, and give it like the Nets quarterback a reliable, high IQ target, he profiled outlines almost perfectly what one the Raiders offensive lacks. Because we don't have a true wide receiver number one. I mean, we have Trey Tucker, we have Tonto Thornton Jr., but those wide receivers, I mean, they don't have like the X factor coming up there for the last season. We don't have to. We don't have to. But what you need, he feels like a major roster need because we've been lacking so much longer for the wide receiver number 2, wide receiver number 1, and he's really capable to be like a natural edge receiver with strong hands, capable to be like a lining up for every down, and he has elite running and separation ability. They're going to be happening a lot. They're going to be happening a lot for a wide receiver, but he has an elite tracking deep pass with the shoulder. Long strides with the wheel straight with the stack defenders, and he used the footwork and passing right at the raw speed. He creates all the space for the 3 levels. Could be short, immediately, really deep. I mean, wow. This is exactly like the type of receiver who tries to the young quarterback in a timing-based offense, something that will likely lean on it. And I know that he earned the academic All-American honors, showing discipline and professionalism. And he trails the Raiders' value. But this is going to be something really interesting right now, because if they want to do like something with advanced route running, reliable hands, strong ball skills, outside wide receiver versatility, high football IQ, consistent production, if we want a long-term wide receiver number 1 or wide receiver number 2 can elevate the passing games, he probably going to be the best possible fit in the entire draft class. That's going to be it. There's going to be so much hate right now. And to be honest, right now, it seems like how did it get us something like everything just happened like this one? But it seems like it is something like very important to get final on us. Could be like everything, could be like everything to something like Every gets in the ball for the defense coming up there. Probably yes, probably not. But if you want to see like in a long term, could be like everything. But I know it's gonna be like a very dynamic at all. Dynamic at all, but I know that some of the wide receivers likes with true burn speed compared to the prospects. And he won with skill, not really explosiveness. But could be like explosive or dynamic after the catch. For anything reason, that's something I will take it to the care about this. But I would say if you want to do like a very explosive I just wanted to tell you this might be like everything that happened to Solo. Everything. I mean, everything would happen to so much kind of fun. But speaking about Christy Miller, which is from Georgia Bulldogs, and I understand why Georgia Bulldogs, and I mean it really seriously because Georgia Bulldogs, for me, is considered one of the best schools in the country for college football athletes. And why is it really great for those football players? Because number one, he had elite development, which is like NFL factory. Because Kirby Smith, Georgia Bulldogs has become one of the top pipelines to the NFL and consistently produce first-round picks, especially on defense. Because we understand over 2 years we draft Brock Bowers, the best tight end in college football. And the players improve physically and technically at the very high level. And they have multiple national championships in recent years. They compete in the toughest conference in college football. So if you really understand about the rivalry between Alabama versus Georgia, they know everything. But they have a defensive reputation. They know for developing defensive linemen, linebackers, and defensive backs. They have something really incredible. But you don't be like in a mindset, because if they really want NFL development, high-level competition, winning culture, they're going to be ready for fighting for playing time. But they might be like one of the best programs ever in college football. But you might not play early, but you had to be highly competitive. And if you wanted to be something incredible, just let it know. Just let it know for everything. But I know the Georgia Bulldogs could be like something really interesting. And maybe they're going to be arguably with the best in the country. Because with Kirby Smith, they have the development something really incredible. But also there's Alabama, which is like less dominant recently versus Georgia. Also there's Michigan Wolverines, because they had strong development, especially at the edge and defensive linemen. And we're just like more scheme discipline focus. And when it comes to defensive backs, which is cornerback and safeties, Ohio State is very good, but is very inconsistent compared to another college football teams. And for the wide receivers, here's the thing about it. Because we all know that Ohio State won the national championship back in 2025. He has a massive wide receiver factory. Every year we've been seeing a live road development in production, but almost for the wide receivers. That really superiors like Alabama and Georgia, but I think Georgia is very good, but it's not like really passing heavy. So that's where the people just start to look at the Ohio State wide receivers. It's like, that's really good right now. This seems like, man, there's going to be like the best poachers coming up there. But when it comes to like the defensive line, Michigan got really physical between for the NFL style blocking. What are the best offensive line development programs? I mean, they really slapped the picture out of the Alabama, because I know they're going to be like really simple. And to be honest right now, I mean, they're going to be it right now. But if we want to talk about like how they're going to involve like all the college players, if you want to play like the different positions, football positions, like wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, running back. So if you wanted to play at the wide receiver, you can play at Ohio State, because they look very better for the best of the ball. Because if you want to see like a wide receiver, they gives you like more spotlights. Yep. If you want to be like a defensive player, like tight end or maybe defensive, Georgia's the best one, because they use heavily in offense, perfectly for players. And for right now, they have the best tight ends programs under the coach of Kirby Smart. And I'm just telling you, I'll really tell you, because this right here is going to be so much interesting to see how those players are going to really involve in those schemes, those routes. And of course, if you wanted to learn and listen, just give it a thought right now. Just everything that's happening right now. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to tell you, I'm out of here right now. So thank you very much for joining us in another episode of Straight Outta Nation. And I don't have like a stream coming up there on Friday night, because that Friday night I had to work right now. So I know it's going to be like a very important week for combat sports, which is UFC 327. Also, there is Dirty Boxing. Also, there is Combate Global. Also, there is Professional Fighters League. I mean, this is going to be really stacked at the combat sports for that weekend. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you guys for joining at another episode of Straight Outta Nation. Make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on different social media, Instagram, TikTok, Kick, and Twitch, everywhere. And of course, if you want to make a donation, if you want to help and support the stream, you can make a donation by Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. All financial help is welcome. So this is another episode of Straight Outta Nation, because we don't want to recycle all the media trash, because we want to real smoke, not only with creators, diehard maniacs, and you got to be ready, because this is a war room not only for Raiders, but also with football, soccer, and basketball culture. So thank you very much, and I hope you see you there next time, and have a great weekend. So peace out, folks.